Loving the outfit today, Sam.
Thank you. I knitted my leg warmers myself.
Impressive.
With my teeth.
Okay, great. Is there a reason why you're dressed in the subtle colours of accessories of the 80s?
I would have thought it was obvious.
Humour me.
We want to get into the mindset of our guest today, right?
Correct.
A person who has worked in the same job since he was very young.
Right.
And when he was in his youth, this is what he would have worn. It's a type of method acting. It helps me tap into the life of our guest when he started out. I wonder if he likes to pow.
I have nowhere to go with that. Anyhow, let's focus, shall we? I think we need to go into this interview with some knowledge and awareness of what his actual job is. So I've brought along the necessary tools.
Oh, good idea. What do you want me to do?
You can hand me the paper.
On it. Ready?
Yep, I think so. Hand me the paper. Here we go.
Is that it? Operating a hole punch?
I don't think we should play it down too much. I mean, it's a serious skill. One false move and all those tiny punch bits of paper could fall on the floor and make a terrible mess.
True.
And you know when it says on medication not to operate heavy machinery?
Yeah.
Oh, who am I kidding? This is not heavy machinery, is it? It's just a hole punch.
Do you think we may have misunderstood what his job is?
Yeah, I think we have a lot to learn and we can only learn from the man himself. Let's go and find him and chat about it.
I can keep my leg warmers, right?
Talking life while on the run, sweat it out, yeah, have some fun. Heartbeats pumping, minds clear, laughing loud, breaking through the fear. Check your pulse, take a beat, side by side and in the heat. One heart, one mind, walking with him. Stay on track, pulse check in.
Pulse check in. Now, our last guest we had on was Dr. Joshua Jones talking about the heart. But this guest we've got for you today is all heart.
Absolutely correct.
Yes. Me and Gracie have known this guest for a very long time.
Long time.
Yeah, so welcome to the pod, Carlos. How you doing?
I'm very well. All the better for seeing you too.
We should tell our listeners, all three of them, that yes, your name is Carlos.
It is not.
But they should not be surprised that you haven't got an exotic accent because actually your name is Carl. We should maybe make that clear. We call you Carlos, don't we?
Do you mind us calling you Carlos?
No, but I am one for like using a full name.
He is.
So like my daughter, I will call her Jessica. Everybody else calls her Jess. My wife, Corinne. Everybody else calls her Cos. Yeah. But no, I don't. But people call me many, many things. Carlos is a nice thing to say.
Have you got any other nicknames then that we don't know about?
Oh, yeah.
No. You over there? Or you? No, I haven't. I think with the name Carl, you can't really you can't shorten it unless you call me C or Cat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or so Carlos, no.
So we need to make it longer instead. Carlos, you're all heart. We've said you're all heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who have you got heart for?
I've got heart for lots of people. For people getting to know Jesus, especially young people, I think because they've got so much ahead than they can give and stuff. And the earlier we get to know Jesus, the better as far as I'm concerned. And then you can help mold our lives. But I've also got a passion for older people as well. I'm getting there quite quickly. But like, because of, I suppose, being with people, I've got a real heart for 70s and overs as well. I love people in between as well. I just might want to point that out, you know. I'm not just, but I've got, a real sort of passion for those particular ages, I think.
Could you, this is a rogue question. This wasn't part of our plans. When you said that you've got a heart for, was it that younger age group?
Yeah.
Under 21s.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because for you, that was a significant age for you or something happened there where you just thought, hang on.
Yeah.
You can relate to that and then it's like, that's what you've got a heart for or not?
Definitely. So when I was younger, I had an interest in sort of teenage time, been brought up in church all my life, but I sort of just went to church more like a social club. All my friends went there. I did lots of different things and stuff. But during that period, I could have gone completely different ways. And a lot of my friends at the time went different ways away from God and stuff. But there were people that I believe were placed in my life at that time who really didn't dismiss me when I think some other people did. And they had a real impact on my life and still do today, even though they probably don't realise. And I suppose that has really set with me. And as I've got older, I found that I've been able to use maybe some of the experiences that I had to sort of just chat it through with those particular ages, sort of mid-20s and unders, and sort of being able to relate to some of what they're going through and use maybe some of my experiences to sort of help them, because I think it's a time when we're molded throughout our lives, but I do believe that at that particular time you really start to push into adulthood, and it's just so important to have people around you that can just help you maybe guide you a little bit, and so I've just got a real, I don't know, connection for that, I think, because of maybe people speaking into my life.
Yeah, and I think what inspires me when I've had the privilege of seeing you get along some people of that age group and been in situations where I've kind of seen you share your heart with others. And I hope this doesn't come across as in any way offensive, but you are brilliant with those who, you don't run away from the difficult people. You kind of go to the people that that sometimes are on the edges and on the fringe kind of thing. If they're a bit, I don't know, aggressive or they're a bit confrontational, or if their life is difficult, you don't run away from that. Your heart is to go and be alongside them. So yeah, it was an observation rather than.
Thank you. To me, I just think there's so much stuff where people are told they're not behaving in the right way or they're not doing the right thing, but none of us know what's going on, in families and situations and stuff. And each of us are loved individually by God the same way He loves everybody. And I think sometimes we just judge people for who they are and what they do. But no, I do agree. I suppose a lot of it plays into also the fact that somebody's told me recently, actually, when are you going to grow up? And I thought, I was a little bit, I'm not offended by anything really, but I thought I'm not very tall anyway, so I'm not going to grow any larger. But actually, I am who I am.
I think it's a great compliment someone says when you're going to grow up.
Yeah.
Well, you and me both know we're not going to grow any taller, are we?
We're not going to get taller, no. But also, embrace the childlike, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think you've actually succeeded there by someone saying that. That's a success more than anything.
Yeah. In fact, I might have it on as a tattoo. I'm trying to work out what my tattoo's going to be. I ain't never going to grow up. I think I might have that.
Yeah, I keep threatening to get a tattoo. Maybe when I hit 60. I said this at 50, but maybe when I hit 60.
This could be a whole new segment. If you were going to get a tattoo, what would it be?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what would you put? What would you get?
Me?
Yeah, both of you.
I would either have a Victoria Wood quote. I'm pointing at my arm, like I know exactly where it's going to go. The quote would be, "There are hens in the skirting board."
Oh, my days.
Or I might just have an arrow pointing up and it say, "This way up."
Nice.
Wow.
I'm going to get a chicken and with a quote next to it saying, "It's always chickens."
It's always chickens.
I forgot to ask you some initial questions, so we're going to go back in time.
Okay.
Carlos, we always ask all of our guests, as you're the second one, I forgot to ask you this. What is your motivation? The moment when you wake up a new day, what gets you going?
That's quite easy. So I've got a dog who is very on time for everything. I don't really need an alarm clock. Because I have a dog that sort of wakes up for 6 o'clock. And if I'm not out of bed, I can hear him at the bottom of the stairs, start shuffling. And he's quite a large dog. And so I have to quickly get dressed. And then he's very much ready to take me on a walk at 6 o'clock in the morning. So after about a mile, just over a mile, we've got a little bit of a routine. Believe you me, I'm fully awake and fully ready to go. And actually, I'd never had a dog until I got Rolo. And my son, who really encouraged me to get a dog, was always going to take him this morning walk. I think he's done one in 5.5 years. But it has really changed my life because I used to really sort of struggle to get up and had to quickly shower and get to work. But now, by the time I actually get in the car to go to work, I am fully woken up, especially when it's -4, as it was the other day, freezing cold. It does wake you up. So that's what gets me up in the morning.
Nice. Apparently that's meant to be really good for you. That's what I saw recently, the Erling Haaland day in the life. And that's what he goes for a walk early in the morning because there's something about the air.
They do say, there's like in mental health stuff, they say the best thing you can do is as soon as you wake up is get to daylight as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it switches on that bit of the brain that you need it to start up. So
Yeah.
it's good for your mental health.
Can it be inside? Like, can you open a window? Or just
They
not open the
suggest
window?
going outside. It's like natural. Yeah,
Right.
it's more being out in it.
Okay.
Yeah, because like at 6
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning, there's no daylight at the moment.
No.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
It is, but yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right, and it really does get you going.
Are you aware that when you're taking the dog for a walk, are you thinking about anything, or is it just a case of waking up and
Yeah, I do.
keeping an eye that he doesn't, go in the road, or do you consciously have any conscious thoughts?
No, I do, and it's usually about halfway through when I'm sort of start to be compass mentis at that point and start to wake up and I do, and I start to think about the day, and rather than just quickly rushing and getting in a car, I was sort of like prepping a little bit, thinking about what's coming up in the day. And it's not even just going to work because he still wakes up at the weekend at the same time. It's thinking about like what the day is and what's gone on. So it does really help me.
What is something that has made you smile recently?
There's a lot of things that make me smile. I don't know if I can say some things. But no, so I tell you something. No, there's something that has made me smile recently. Well, no, actually in the last week. So I found a bag of wigs on top of my back of my wardrobe. Now, both of you probably know me. People are listening to this thinking, what the heck are you about to talk about? But actually, I quite enjoy getting into character. I used to. I don't do so much now. And when I saw this bag of wigs, it just made me smile because it reminded me of some of the things that have happened whilst wearing those wigs. So, yeah, that made me smile.
Please tell me you kept the wigs.
And they're in the top of my wardrobe. Yeah, all
Right.
Now,
you're saying all of them. How many would you say?
I've probably got about 6 or 7, I would say.
That's a good resource.
But yeah, and you can use them for different characters.
Yeah.
But
Can I just ask a clarifying question for our listeners? When you say get into character,
there's been many characters, different types of characters.
for what purpose?
The funniest one ever, and because I could take up the whole podcast talking about my wigs. The funniest one ever. I think we were at summer school, and in fact, Gracie, you were on the panel. We did a Britain's Got Talent type thing, and we did a judging thing, and I dressed up. It was a little bit of I don't quite know what I became, but it was a bit of a crossover with Johnny Depp's Pirates of the Caribbean, something else. Anyway, I had this big wig on that sort of like had these sort of dreadlock pirate type things hanging down, and then I there's just weird stuff happened. Gracie, I know, was on the panel and she had a broken leg or something, or pretended to have a broken leg.
Broken leg.
Yeah. So anyway, I looked at this bag anyway, and these memories started coming out. They were fun times.
Yeah, well, I think it's a hint. Don't put them back upon your wardrobe.
I'm not allowed.
Keep them
I haven't
out.
worn them for a long time now. It's been a few years.
Might be time.
No, I don't know.
So you mentioned summer schools then, didn't you? You have done millions of summer schools in your life.
Yeah, I think you've been to a few of them.
I think you were doing summer schools. Summer schools, for those who aren't Salvation Army listeners, is a summer camp for young people to come and learn about Jesus and learn about God and do various activities for a week, sleeping over.
Spot on.
And I think me growing up, I started going to summer schools, and I think you were on staff, Carl, but I feel like you've been doing them since before I was born.
Yeah, possibly. I think I started doing them for staff from 95.
Oh, so only 30 years then, just only, hardly any.
Not very long.
So my question is, how do you keep it fresh and new and keep it beating, keep the passion up?
Well, I suppose because a lot of the age that comes in, mate, I've got this heart for that sort of age. That certainly helps. And it's seeing people like yourself, I'm going to embarrass you now, but it's seeing people like yourself, like maybe in a small way helping equip yourself and giving you that space just to see what God can do. And he just does some amazing things. And then I've just seen so many people and not because of summer school, but I just think that's a good space just who've sort of moved on to just God do amazing things through, and he's just doing amazing things. And that's what keeps me going. And it's good in a way because I've moved on to maybe a more serious role within the school, where after I can't believe try and organise things, but it's kept me fresh in a way that I'm trying to, well, not me, but my wife who sort of really runs it, is we're just trying to give space for young people just to be, and then just to bring other staff members on now who are a little bit closer to their age, just to be able to basically let them know that they're loved and God really, really does love them and that they're amazing and that God can do so much. And so we're trying to just see what's relevant for them. So we give them lots of different opportunities to do lots of different things. And I think that's it, really. It's just allowing God to sort of run the school, and we're just instruments for him. And to be part of it is a privilege, and they're not just words. It's something I really, really mean. So that's summer school to me.
And I think the freshness as well is also grown out of the fact that the summer schools that you're involved in are based on relationship. It's not based on
very much so
tradition or program. But I think it because you pursue summer school in its purest form of sharing about Jesus. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And that is clearly the heart of what summer school is, but also the heart of who you are as a person. You want to share Jesus with as many individuals as possible. And
100%. And that's why I think we're fortunate that families and churches and ultimately God sends these people to this place, because they could go anywhere. And, it still amazes me that people who are like 20, 23, 24, 25 want to come to a summer camp of the Salvation Army, and yet they do. And I'm just really excited. Now we're starting to think about next year, and just really excited about what's going to be next year, because every year is different and stuff. But you two guys as well, you've played a huge part, without embarrassing you both, with where the school's gone. So I'll just leave that at that.
Well, Gracie was on staff when I was a young lad as well, attending summer school. At the summer school that Carl and Gracie were both part of running, I did Gracie's drama option, and she was the first person to ever get me to sing.
Wow.
Or talk on stage.
Oh, wow. It's your fault.
And the other day, Gracie had written the script. She writes the script to all our silly intros, as you might have guessed. But she'd written the script, and it was very silly. And I was part of a 4-part boy band called the Cheesy Strings.
Oh, I remember that.
I bought my daughter some cheese strings the other day and started singing the song. She's like, "What are you doing?"
Oh gosh,
it's still in there. It's still in there.
Oh, fabulous.
From what I remember, you opened up the summer school with Holby City, the musical.
Yes.
That was one of the first scenes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I never looked back.
So there you go, little interlude.
I was going to ask, back to summer school. Do you think there'll ever be a point, or what are you listening out for to say, okay, not this year?
Yeah, that's really interesting. Do you know what? I think every year we go through that, because my wife, she's the DYO. And so a couple of years ago, and before she became the DYO, the divisional youth officer, we've seen a lot of people come and go and felt, we're thinking is it time and stuff. And then Corinne was given this opportunity to do this, which was really, really unexpected, and was asked, they wanted me to carry on and sort of just help a little, help sort of the continuity. And it's, we're fortunate to be given that opportunity. And I think there's obviously going to come a time when that's going to stop, but it's then what's next. But I think God already planted seeds with me about other things as well. And, it's a great week in the year. It's a fantastic week, and there's a lot of prep involved, but there's also another 51 weeks of the year where God wants us to do lots of other things as well. And, it come the time when it's right just for me and Corinne to step down and somebody else take it on, I'll sit back and I'll hopefully just encourage from the sidelines and then see what God wants us to do next.
You'll definitely know.
Yeah, I think so.
You definitely know.
I think so. And I think it's like I used to look after all the seniors for many years and stuff, but I felt that time had come and gone because I felt it needed to be more relevant. And then the opportunity can come to direct the school, and I felt I could sit a little bit more in the background, maybe encourage a little bit more. And that felt right as well. So I think God does prompt us a little bit, doesn't he, when it's time to move and when things aren't right, you sort of know, I think. I
feel like whenever I speak to you, you're somebody that really listens to God and wants to do God's will in your life. And I very much admire that. And I'm going to skip a couple of questions now. We'll put a pin in summer school for a minute. We'll come back to that later. Yeah. But for your job where you earn money and make a living, you've been in the same job for a long time. And I've only ever had little snippets of what you do. So the question is, what's kept you there all this time? And secondly, firstly, what do you do?
Okay. So I'm a.
Can I just stop you here a minute?
Yeah.
How long have I known you, Carl?
Long time.
And yes, I still don't know. I don't even think your wife knows.
Listened. You've got to listen.
No, I have. I've been in a circus. And you've nudged me and said, see that wheel of death? My company made that, but I don't actually know what you do.
Okay. Well,
so this is a big moment.
Right, I'm not going to tell you what we then do. I'm going to tell you what I do. You want me to know what I do, or do you want to know what the company does?
What you do in your company that does what?
Okay. So let's put it simply. We put holes in things.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that might make you smile. So we put holes in things and we form things. So let's just say we produce Sky satellite dishes. You know what those are?
Yes.
Dishes on the side of the house. And they've got holes in.
And you put the holes in the dishes?
Yeah.
So every satellite dish that people have on their side of the house, you've...
85% of them have been made by us. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you ever been the person with the hole punch?
No. I'm not trusted to do that.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever been?
No. Look, I'm not very practical, right? Okay, but let's put this out there. My wife describes me as head in the clouds. So I'm an ideas person. I struggle then to do the practical side, like I'm terrible with like decorating and all things like that. So there's no way on earth anybody in my business is going to let me. Some of our machines are like £2-3 million worth of machinery. And the tools that stick the holes in are like 30, 40, 50 grand a time. So
that's an expensive hole punch, isn't it, Sam?
Nobody's even going to let me press a button to like start the whole thing up. So no, I've never actually put a hole in any of the things I've done.
Am I right in thinking you've done something at the front of a car?
Yeah. I can't tell. I can't tell you which ones we do. We're under NDA, so.
Oh, other cars. And did you do some like barrier for Waitrose or for
possibly? Again, I can't.
You're not allowed to say.
No. Well,
you'd have to kill us.
Yeah, possibly.
Basically, if you've got something with a hole in it, Carl's been there.
Yeah, exactly.
Carl was here.
Exactly. Ceiling tiles, all manner of things. Yeah. So what's kept me there?
Yeah,
it's very varied. We're in lots of different industries.
Can I pause you?
Yeah.
Backtrack. What's kept you there before that? What got you there? How did you end up there?
I always wanted to be an air traffic controller, but I don't think I was intelligent enough. I'd have loved that. But honestly, it's something I really wanted to do. I used to apply for all the information and stuff, and then realised you've got to be quite really intelligent to do that. And so it just didn't happen. So anyway, so I ended up doing like a business HND type course. And then applied for a couple of jobs and was fortunate. This was like an apprenticeship thing. So it's an established company and I got it.
So you said you were an apprentice. So you must have developed some skills, some knowledge from others around you.
Yeah.
But who would you like to be an apprentice to or spend time with and learn from?
Wow. There's some amazing people. Stephen Bartlett. You know Stephen Bartlett?
Yeah. Diary of a CEO.
Yeah. Dragon's Den man.
Yeah.
He's amazing, right? You look at his life and how, he dropped out of uni and he then set this Diary of a CEO up and took off, the time that the podcast and all that was sort of like blowing up and stuff. But he has such a passion for like entrepreneurship, if that's the right word. But he's just got this drive, like, and this passion to keep doing different things. And it's like he can see into the future. Because whatever he seems to touch turns to literally gold. But he just speaks like normally. Like a lot of business people, they're like, I was listening to the budget on my days. I didn't understand a lot of what was said. I just had to switch it off in the end because I just thought, what are you on about? Just talk sense to me. He talks sense. He speaks in a way that I'm totally engaged with. And I'd just love to go and spend a week with him and just see how he goes about things and pick up sort of skills and stuff. So, yeah.
He's really good as well at getting people to work to their full potential. Yeah. He's really good at that, isn't he? About seeing people and...
Oh, yeah.
The way he phrases things.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
And he's done it on the den and stuff. He'll take on a project that others have just massively dismissed because he seems to take people who have a passion. I think that's his foremost thing. I don't think he'll take anything on unless that person's got that real passion and drive to see something succeed. And that really, it hits an accord with me. And I think, I just wish a few more people would do that.
Do you think, I mean, I don't know here, does he have the ability to see people's passions? Like, you might be passionate about something, but not know you're passionate about it or not be able to share quite how passionate you are or eloquently enough.
Yeah. I'm like that though. I'm not very well spoken. I say not very well spoken. People have asked me this before, like, why haven't I progressed like further up the food chain really in respect? And I think a lot of it comes to do with the fact that I'd maybe sometimes in the world that I work in, you've got to speak in a certain way, and it's not so much about speaking from the heart. It's more about being methodical and astute. And I think he's breaking the mold with that, because I think all of us have got passion within us. All of us have got that thing. It's about then how we sort of can tap into that and show it in a way that actually, because all of us aren't loud, or all of us can't, sort of shout it out from the rooftops and stuff. But actually, it might be a very quiet passion. But you know that when that person's got passion, you just know. Like I would say, Sam, you're a lot quieter than probably me and Gracie, but you are driven and you've got a real quiet, burning passion, and that's very evident. Just wanting to see people meet Jesus, and I think you do it through your music, through your word, through this, and to see like. You engaging in stuff like this and finding an avenue to sort of channel that then outwardly, I think is just amazing. And I think God's got something for all of us to do in that sort of way. It's just finding out what that is, and I think he'll find that he'll create a path for us.
Also, I think there's something important to pull out, the fact that it's not about striving to do what you're passionate for. What I see both of you is you're open. You remain open to ways to try things or
I think so.
Conversations to have.
I think so, Gracie. But I would say as well that sometimes I step back from maybe pushing a little bit more, bit. And I look back and I'm sort of at a point where I think I'm frustrated because I want to do more, but I don't quite know what to do at the moment. And I don't know whether that's me or that's just me wanting to just take control or what have you. But I have been open. but I think I'm also reserved a little bit as well.
So I'm going to ask you another question, Carl.
Go on then.
A serious one.
Okay.
If you were in a conversation with a younger person,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say young person, Carl, because to me you're still young. So if you're in a conversation with a younger person, right, and they're at the beginning of their working life, what positives would you say are there to committing to and working for an employer long term?
I think you've got to be committed. I think you've got to set some goals for where you want to be, what you want to do. I think you've got to be prepared to listen. I think that's really, really important, because you sometimes learn by just listening about what's going on around you. I very much, when I started, got involved with people who've been in the business for a long time. I tried to tap into them to try and understand what I needed to know in many ways, because I think sometimes we've had it. You have people come in and think they're going to come in, make a difference straight away, and maybe run before they can walk. And so I think it's just really important for commitment. It's okay to fail and be prepared for that. Be prepared to get things wrong and acknowledge when you do that. Don't try and make excuses, and just a willingness to want to learn and be part of a team. That to me is critical. If you're working with other people, try and see how those people are. How do they react? How are they going to be? Where can I fit into that? And you also then learn how to maybe get the best out of each other as well.
I think if you could edit the question and the answer would be the same. So the question could be, as somebody who's new in faith or joining a summer school team, the answer you gave would be the same to those two questions, I reckon. About a willingness to learn. Don't worry about getting it wrong. It's the answer to a lot of other questions, not just that one.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite a helpful approach to life, not just work.
Yeah.
We're all different.
And to faith too.
We're all different.
Yeah.
I feel like me personally growing up, one of the things that has held me back the most is the fear of getting it wrong and the fear of looking silly. Whereas once you realise everybody's all trying to look like they know what they're doing, and you're comfortable enough to admit that you don't know what you're doing or ask for help, then people soften around you as well. Go into things with confidence, but also a confidence that you're okay to get it wrong.
Absolutely, it's okay. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Work hard at it.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast with Tom Allan.
Oh, I love him.
And he was talking about he wasn't very good at maths when he was younger. I can relate to that. He didn't like it. He wasn't any good at it. But he knew it was one of those subjects he had to do as a core subject. And his dad used to give him this advice of do everything with a good heart. Yeah. So if you just
absolutely,
you've got to do it with a good heart, and then you'll get through it. And I've thought that back a number of times. Yeah, if you do things with a good heart, and it comes good in the end.
Yeah, very much so. That's really good advice.
Can you share a significant moment where your faith has been deepened through a relationship or a situation at work?
Well, I've been there a while, so there's been a few.
That's good.
Yeah. It's interesting because some of the people I work with we've been there, all of us, for a long time. So we know each other quite well for the good times and maybe the not so good times. And what I have found is that there was certainly a time when a colleague of mine had a bereavement, and it was really difficult. I find this quite difficult because when people sort of want to talk to you because they maybe see something that they can be themselves with and open, and not like especially in some of the environment that we work in, you're not putting a facade on, but you sort of you stop yourself being vulnerable in many ways. But then this one person who worked for me and wanted to just be vulnerable and wanted to just say what was needed to be said for that person at that time. And I found that a real privilege that they maybe could be like that with me. And then we sort of just worked it through. And there's been a few times where it's usually in times of need. I found that happens. And also, but also a little bit of a moral compass, because I work in an open plan office. It can be quite, loud and lots of different things happening. And I do sometimes remind them maybe going a little bit too far, and they're okay with it. And I feel that's really quite important as well. I think you can all have a bit of fun and stuff, but maybe we also need to think about who we are, and we're all working together, and hopefully that also will leave a bit of a point maybe that they'll think about in how they talk and how they act.
And I guess you come at it in those difficult situations with a lot of grace as well.
Yeah, I can't be anything but myself, and or I try not to be anything but myself, and you just have to show that. And especially when you work at a place for a long time, or you do something for a long period of time, your boundaries come down and all of that, and you're just who you are.
I think there's a lot of power as well behind the fact that for anyone really, we kind of underestimate how the potential we have to reflect who God is just by being us, and that can be a negative thing sometimes, because people are really looking to see if you're going to muck up or whatever.
Yeah.
But just by, I think when you said about, people come to you, it tends to be in time and need or whatever. They obviously see something in you, and not just in what you say, but the way that you live and the way that you respond and interact. There's something there that is evident.
Yeah, it becomes like a family, and it's good.
So talked a bit about how you care for other people and their feelings, but checking in with you, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, physically I'm all right. I'm running again at the moment, which is quite good, but I've got a problem with my foot, and I really probably do need to go to the doctors, but they're very busy people. But I think it's got to a point for the last 6 months where it does hurt and stuff, and it's not going away. So I need to get that sorted. But I feel physically okay. I feel all right. I think for my age, I wish I could run faster. I wish I could play football the way I used to play. But I feel all right mentally. Yeah, I've had ups and downs over the last few years. I got very stressed at one point, and I struggled. But I'm all right with that at the moment. I think I'm okay. I'm just a bit frustrated, I think, a little bit. I really am searching to do more with church and not searching to do more, but I just feel there's something more that I should be doing. I'm just trying to find out what that is at the moment. And I suppose I'm middling. Good way of putting it, Samuel. Middling.
I like that. I feel like we're middling a lot. When someone says, "How you doing?" Middling. I like that.
Yeah.
Might take that on.
I think so. And I think it's interesting, isn't it? Especially churchy people. Like you say, "How are you?" "Oh, I'm fine. How are you?" And never, we do struggle sometimes, don't we, from being just saying, "Actually, I ain't very good," or "Actually, I'm on top of the world." But it's hard, isn't it? Sometimes we can't always say what we really feel or we really, really want to say. I suppose it's the humanity in us, really, sort of stops us.
I guess it's finding those people that you can truly share and truly
very much so.
Express your feelings and just chat about it and work it through, like you said before.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm really rubbish at that. If I'm really honest, I don't have a great deal of people I can do that with, and I think that's entirely my own fault. And I'm just really fortunate, I think, in a way, to have the relationship I do with my wife. And, she's my best friend, and I'm really fortunate to have that opportunity to share with her. But I wish I had more people, I think, in my life that I could be that. But I think that's entirely my own fault. I've struggled to be bold enough to sort of develop those friendships maybe that I wish I had done or have had and not really expanded on.
Yes.
They do exist though, because there are a group of people that you would be open with.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I wish I could just phone somebody up sometimes and just go to the pub with them and just have a soft drink, obviously. That's something I quite like to sort of have, maybe. I've been really fortunate in my life to have had people placed in my life that, I've had sort of short bursts with, and and that's something I'm so grateful for. And I believe that is God placing people in my life at the right time for the right purpose. And I think it is good sometimes, when we can be open and honest, where we can have the opportunity just to let a little bit of air out.
Yeah. And I guess finding those people is also quite difficult sometimes because people's lives are so busy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a burden on them, but equally, they probably feel the same way.
I know. And it's just taking that steps at times, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, here we go.
So we do a little segment about what's keeping you on track. In terms of what's your favourite workout track that gets your blood pumping?
That gets my blood pumping.
Gets your energy going. Yeah, gets your energy up.
One track or multiple tracks? Or
just, you can say what
now,
you want.
Our last guest
an
listed
artist.
the entire catalogue of Apple Music. So if you could stick to one, that would be preferable.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. There's one that I always turn to and stands out, and it doesn't go away. It's "I Will Follow" by U2 live version. That is it's banging, but it stands the test of time, and it gets me to the finish line many times.
Brilliant. And what is then your guilty track at the moment? What have you got on there that you don't want anyone else to listen to? Just give us one.
Okay.
Because nobody, it's just between us.
Okay. There's no judgment here.
Erasure and Respect.
No, Carl, that's not embarrassing.
Well, for me, who's like a bit of a rocker type person, it is. But I am, so. As I'm getting older, I am liking my sort of stuff. Also like Bros, When Will I Be Famous? Because I'm still waiting for that.
That's more embarrassing.
But yeah, is that not embarrassing enough?
Well, it's not the worst we've heard. Dr. Jones came out with a lot.
Dr. Jones was just not embarrassed by anything. He was like, he ruined the segment, really.
Have you seen, Carlos, the latest videos of Erasure on tour?
He looks a bit old, doesn't he, now?
He doesn't look like he's, managing the endurance very well.
Now, me and Gracie have got this Kitbag For Life that all our guests add an item to. Dr. Jones added electrolyte tablets, effervescent electrolyte tablets that were very expensive. That he said we had to buy ourselves because he's very generous. What would you like to add to our Kitbag For Life?
Right, this will be cheaper. Right, listen, this is a good bit of advice. This, right, 2 pairs of socks. Now, let me explain. Right, good pair of socks, I would say. Danish Endurance is a good one. Other brands are available, but 2 pairs of socks. And why those 2? Because sometimes when you're doing a lot of running or it's a hot day, you can get lots of blisters with 1 pair of socks especially if you haven't got a good pair of shoes. There's been a few walks I've done over my life where we've done long charity walks, and people have fallen by the wayside with big blisters because they didn't have a good pair of socks on. But if you put 2 pairs of socks on, you don't get blisters unless you've got really bad feet. So I will always have 2 pairs of socks in a bag. If I run, I wear 2 pairs of socks. If I play football, if I wore 2 pairs of socks, and I haven't had blisters since, ever.
So you're going to add...
You run with 2 pairs of socks on?
Thin pair of socks and then a good pair of socks. Always 2.
Do you ever roll your socks down and create like a bagel
around
the ankle?
Like short socks when I run. I don't have long socks.
Okay.
But
maybe that's a top tip we could give to you. Try long socks and roll them like a donut. Then you won't get blisters.
I might do, but that wouldn't help with the blisters, would it? Unless you're rolling it over your feet.
It would help with the mentality of the run, though.
It might do.
Yeah. You'd be a lot freer.
Yeah, but
I thought you were going to put Wigs in the bag for a while.
Did you?
I thought, yeah.
I don't think that would be a good bit of advice. Honestly, you try two pairs of
socks.
I don't know if it's like proven, but it works for me.
Before we do our game, how can we pray for you, Carl? You mentioned about a bit of stress and struggles searching for what you should be doing.
I think so. I think a bit of clarity, really, maybe. And I say this a lot. I really try and, when I'm struggling a little bit, like try and have a bit of peace and try and create a bit of quiet time and peace. And I think that's really important. So I think, just clarity and peace, in a busy day I think it's really important to keep striving for that and making that happen.
Maybe if people are praying for you, if you would be okay with this, if we could ask people if they've got anything specific that they, I don't know, a bit of scripture or some words of encouragement that they want to share for you as they pray for you.
Really helpful.
We could encourage the listeners to do that.
Yeah, send them to the usual place. Email plexus@salvationarmy.org.uk and we can pass those on. Or put them in the comments or however you want to send it to us.
So, Carlos, at the end of each episode, we like our guests to participate in our little game called 3 Beats Ahead.
3 beats ahead.
There are no prizes. Oh no, don't we award chickens? So if you get it right, we'll award you relevant amount of chickens in a relevant amount quality of material. So you could get a bronze chicken, silver, gold. You get the idea. Nobody has won the diamond chicken yet, so this might be it. So it's 3 beats ahead. So it's to try and guess what we'll be talking about on our next episode.
Yeah.
We're going to do sound. We're going to give you a single word or an object, name of an object, and then we're going to give you a quote.
Okay.
All right. Now you can guess individually, or you can wait till all 3 and then make a guess. So we're going to give you our sound first.
Can you do that again?
I don't think so.
Gosh.
The creaky stairs. I don't know.
So you're saying creaky stairs, okay?
Mine sounds like a dinosaur. I saw it.
So your answer is creaky stairs. Close.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Good effort.
Not bad at all. So
What
keep
might
that in mind,
link to?
what
You've got
you've
to
just
think
said.
what might that link to.
So we're now going to give you a word or an object.
It's two objects actually, candles and Colin. That's the 2 things.
What? Candles and
They're
Colin?
linked.
Yeah. They're quite heavily linked. If you can work out the link, you'll get it.
Colin's climbing the golden stairs to glory.
It's not quite that deep.
He's on a stair lift to heaven.
I tell you what, my wife listening will fully understand what that is. So if you're listening, you think, why don't you know it, Carl? Please put it in the comments, right in.
So the third thing is a quote.
Yeah, set the scene. You're in your youth at a nightclub, trying to get in. Oi, go see your ID. How's that?
Wow. It's like the bouncer was in the room.
I don't know.
Let's go backwards. Can I see your ID? Candles. Colin.
I think people have found that when they're trying to think of the answer to this, it's better to just go with a generic, what on earth could the theme be that they're going to talk about? Like, what part of life are we going to talk about?
Light and darkness.
Oh, interesting.
It's a good shout, but not correct.
I tried. It's about trying, isn't it?
It is. I mean,
it is.
That's not what the episode's about, but yes.
Okay. I gave it my best shot.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. And as you talked about earlier, you've got to try things. It doesn't always go right.
Prepare to fail.
Yes. Fail to prepare.
And remember, there will be clues going out on our Instagram page on the stories. So follow us at Pulse Check-In, no spaces, at Pulse Check-In.
Yeah.
You'll see our beautiful logo and our beautiful faces. Click a follow along our stories for clues along the way. See you there.
Just before you finish, I just want to encourage both of you, just really go for this, because I think this you're both just so natural. I just felt I was really quite worried about it, and you just make it really quite comfortable. It's like talking to 2 friends, so it's lovely. It's helped my mental stress thingy tonight, so it's been good.
Excellent. That's the aim. Pulse check-in with
Pulse
friends.
check-in, pulse. Yeah, that's great.
Thanks, Carl.
Appreciate you coming on.
Talking life while on the run. Sweat it out, have some fun. Heartbeats pumping, minds clear. Laughing loud, breaking through the fear. Check your pulse, take a beat. Side by side and in the heat. One heart, one mind, walking with him. Stay on track.